No boats, no maps, no idea they were even doing it. Somewhere around 20,000 years ago, a group of humans followed a herd of animals east and accidentally became the first people to ever set foot on a brand new continent. They had no idea they were making history. They were just hungry. To understand this story, you have to forget the map you know. 25,000 years ago, the Earth was in the grip of the last glacial maximum, the coldest point of the last ice age. So much of the planet's water was locked into massive ice sheets that global sea levels dropped by more than 120 meters. Where the Bering Strait is today, there was no ocean at all. There was land. A lot of it. Scientists call it Beringia, a landmass over 1,600 kilometers wide at its peak. It wasn't a path. It was a country that doesn't exist anymore. The people who crossed weren't explorers. They were following food. Mammoths, steppe bison, wild horses, and reindeer roamed Beringia's grasslands, and small bands of hunter-gatherers moved with them, the same way their ancestors had moved for tens of thousands of years across Siberia. This idea is called the Beringian Standstill hypothesis. For as long as 5,000 to 8,000 years, an entire population of humans lived on a strip of land that today is completely underwater. Nobody discovered America in a single afternoon. It likely took many generations for descendants of that first group to move south. For the people walking, it was just more land, more hunting grounds, more horizon. South of Beringia, two massive ice sheets covered nearly all of modern Canada, fused together into one solid frozen barrier stretching coast to coast. No way through. No way south. For decades, scientists believed in the ice-free corridor, a narrow gap that opened as the climate warmed. But newer evidence suggests this corridor may not have been usable until long after humans were already showing up further south, which left researchers with a puzzle. If the corridor wasn't open yet, how did people get past the ice at all? The leading answer today involves something almost nobody pictures when they imagine cavemen: boats. Many researchers now believe early Americans moved along the Pacific coastline, traveling by simple watercraft, hugging the shore, generation by generation. This is called the Kelp Highway hypothesis, a coastal ecosystem rich in fish, shellfish, and marine mammals, running almost unbroken from Beringia down the west coast. People followed it like a highway made of ocean instead of land, never trying to discover anything, just following the coastline. And the coastline kept giving them reasons to keep going. The evidence lives in three places. First, archaeological sites like Monteverde in Chile, dated to over 14,000 years ago, thousands of kilometers south of the ice sheets. Second, fossilized footprints at White Sands, New Mexico, some dated to over 21,000 years old, meaning people may have been here before the ice sheets even peaked. And third, in our own DNA. The genetic signature of that original Beringian population is still traceable today in indigenous peoples across North and South America. Beringia isn't a ruin you can visit. As the Ice Age ended and glaciers melted, sea levels rose again, and the entire landmass simply went underwater. Somewhere beneath the Bering Strait right now, there could be evidence of one of the longest, quietest chapters of human history. The people who crossed it never knew they were connecting two continents. They just knew the herd kept moving. So they moved with it, moved